In the previous part, after Karma beat all of his lackeys, she questions why everyone is just standing there in shock. Didn't you all say you were going to make me feel better? I really hate people who just talk and do nothing. Everything's just getting started, so don't let the atmosphere get so tense. Stop standing around like that and get moving. Yunjin, hearing Karma's words, was absolutely terrified. She quickly shoved her brother, Songjin Woon, forward and said, "Damn it, brother, do something. You're the boss of this school." Songjin Woon, confused by his sister's words, thought, "What the hell is this crazy girl talking about? Is this really the time to be thinking about who's the boss? She wants me to handle that thing? There's no other option but to run. Running is the only way out." Karma, noticing his hesitation, smiled and said, "Planning to run away? If you're going to run, then hurry up, big brother. Unlike others, I actually enjoy watching people try to escape. But do you really think a useless guy who can't even fight will be good at running away? Don't you think you're being overly optimistic? I'm someone who escaped from North Korea, so whether you and that girl try to hide in North Korea, or even in hell, I'll follow you to the very end." After hearing these words, Songjin Woon, in a fit of rage, threw a punch at her, shouting, "You wretched girl! Don't you dare provoke me, you disrespectful brat!" As his punch flew towards her, Karma stepped back and dodged it, continuously evading his attacks. Then Songjin Woon managed to land a punch, sending Karma flying backward. After hitting her, he breathed heavily and said, "Damn it, I'm not that stupid." Karma, who had taken the punch, noticed her arm bruising, but she still smiled and said, "I guess since you're a boxer, your punches are pretty strong. Alright, now I have to treat this like a tough boxing match." Songjin Woon, furious, charged at her, yelling, "You bitch! Stop talking nonsense! Take my punches, you wretched girl!" He kept throwing punches, but Karma dodged them all. During this, Karma began to counterattack. Thinking he had the upper hand, Songjin Woon swung another punch, but Karma ducked under it. Realizing she had evaded his attack, Songjin Woon thought in panic, "If she lands a hit now, I'm done for. I need to stop her." A second later, Karma's fist landed squarely on Songjin Woon's side. After taking the hit, he immediately put some distance between himself and Karma. Despite the situation, Karma continued to smile and said, "You managed to block that punch. I guess you're not the top dog here for nothing." Meanwhile, Songjin Woon was standing in a defensive stance thinking, "Damn, what kind of punch was that? Even though I managed to block it, it still wore me out. But even so, this is just the beginning." After thinking this, he burst out laughing. Karma noticed and asked, "What's so funny? Why are you laughing like a madman?" "Laughing? I'm laughing because this is turning out to be even better than I expected," he replied. "From the start of the semester, I planned to become the top dog of this school. There was a time when I fought the leader of the neighboring school. Did you know about that? That bastard was 185 centimeters tall and weighed 115 kilograms. He was pretty bulky, which gave him an advantage. He was even stronger than you, but I still beat him. I didn't know what to do with someone who was my equal, but I had to admit he was tough, even though I didn't want to. But with your strength, do you really think you're stronger than that fat pig? I don't think so." Songjin Woon then charged at Karma, throwing punches, but she dodged them all. After a while, he began to notice that he was starting to land hits on her. He thought, "It seems like her dodging speed has slowed down. She's getting tired. This isn't as hard as I thought it would be. She used up all her strength earlier in the fight, so now she's exhausted. The way to deal with an opponent when they're exhausted is to keep hitting them relentlessly without giving them a break. Eventually, they'll make a mistake out of fatigue." As Karma stumbled back, her leg caught on a treadmill. Songjin Woon noticed and thought, "This is it. Now's the time to strike with everything I've got." He then threw a punch with all his strength toward Karma, but at that moment he exclaimed in shock, "Where did she go? What the hell is this? How did she manage to dodge that?" On the other side, Director Beck was reporting to Lee Myung-jun. The third physical state of Karma involves her jumps combined with her body strength. Karma, through stress-induced disorder, has already demonstrated the ability to manifest the power of a heavyweight fighter. With a body weight of just 48 kilograms, there was a time she could lift weights up to 250 kilograms. Although her lower body weighs less than 50 kilograms, what would happen if she were to squat 250 kilograms? Her opponents should consider that. Meanwhile, in the current reality, Song Yoonjin was crying. "Brother, wake up! What are we supposed to do if you die? Damn it, you're the boss of this school. How can you, the boss, lose to a little girl like this? Stop lying there and get up. Get up and fight properly." Song Jin-woon, furious, cursed at Yoonjin. "Damn it, why don't you try fighting her, huh?" At that moment, Karma's voice echoed. "You took that beating and still managed to get up. The resilience of a person isn't determined by their appearance, you know. It's been a while since I fought someone with such stamina. How thrilling. Get up and keep playing with me." Yoonjin's big brother, hearing this, thought, "Damn it, I have to admit she's winning. I can't beat her with just my own strength. But there's no one in this world, as far as I know, with such crazy strength. I'm 183 centimeters tall and weigh 92 kilograms. I have a clear advantage over that girl. I can only win if I can leverage my weight in a favorable situation. I still don't understand what caused this situation, but judging by the fight so far, she uses long-distance fighting techniques. Saying she's preparing for an attack isn't accurate. Her center of gravity is too high. The answer is the ground. Although I'm not an expert in this field, I've learned some basic techniques from my seniors during training. I have to pretend to use a fake strategy, like coming with a boxing move, then go for the takedown. I'll defeat you with this technique," Song Jin-woon thought. Seeing him charge at her, Yoon Karma laughed and said, "You're attacking me without any plan. Don't you know that undisciplined fights like this are always useless against me?" Meanwhile, on the other side, Lee Myung-jun was talking with Director Beck. "You're aware of Yoon Karma's abilities, right, Director Beck? But isn't it too dangerous for Yoon Karma? If she gets caught in a grappling hold, when she's pinned to the ground, her vision will be severely compromised. If a heavy target like Song Jin-woon gets on top, even her strength will be hindered, and he could overpower her. In such a situation, even someone like Yoon Karma would have a hard time winning, don't you think?" Back in the fight, Song Jin-woon was now pinning Yoon Karma to the ground and said, "I've got you now, you wretched girl. Let's see you try to escape." Chairman, do you know how Yoon Karma feels when she trains in martial arts? Beyond her extraordinary physical abilities, everything else is quite ordinary. However, there is one type of martial art that she excels in, which can be called natural talent. At this moment, Yoon Karma is lowering her body beneath Song Jin-woon, causing his punch to miss its target. Yoon Karma grabs his leg and begins to twist it naturally, forcing his body to rotate. Finding himself now underneath her, Song Jin-woon panicked and exclaimed, "What the hell? How is this happening?" Yoon Karma quickly grabs Song Jin-woon's arm. Director Beck's voice continues. As I've mentioned before, Yoon Karma has cat-like reflexes from the very start. It's impossible for an ordinary person to defeat Yoon Karma. If anyone does manage to take her down, it would only excite her even more. In the present, Yoon Karma is laughing. "Sometimes I get bored of boxing. You must feel the same way, right? I've gone through so many difficult stages. Now, are you ready to face any challenge? Well then, Song Jin-woon, I'm going to break it now." With that, Yoon Karma suddenly twists Song Jin-woon's arm, causing him to scream in pain. The group with Song Yoon-jin watches, and Song Yoon-jin, overwhelmed by fear, runs away shouting, "Hurry! Call the police!" Seeing Song Yoon-jin leave, Song Jin-woon angrily shouts, "Hey, you selfish brats! Are you just going to leave me here? Go and get the police now." Meanwhile, Yoon Karma laughs and says, "Don't call them brother. Song Yoon-jin doesn't have a sense of loyalty. But what kind of brother calls his sister a dog? Even though you only have one arm left, there's still fun to be had, because I just came up with a really interesting idea. Want to hear about this fun idea I just had? I will break your remaining 2 arms and 2 legs, and then create a 4-legged person," Yoon Karma threatened. Hearing her words, Jin-woon fearfully said, "Wait, think carefully. If you only break 1 arm, things can still be resolved. But creating a 4-legged person, do you have the courage for that? Aren't you responsible for my life?" "Responsible? What are you talking about? I don't understand such complicated matters. All I know is that your yelling has made me miss it for a very long time," Yoon Karma replied. After speaking, she immediately broke Jin-woon's leg. His screams echoed down the street. Moments later, all of Song Jin-woon's arms and legs were broken. Seeing this, Yoon Karma stood there laughing and said, "Now your entire body can't move, just like a newborn baby." After hearing Yoon Karma say that, Jin-woon, who was lying underneath, still opened his mouth to curse her. "You crazy slut, you damn dog!" As soon as he finished speaking, Yoon Karma stomped her foot onto Jin-woon's groin and said, Whether you're a South Korean or a North Korean, a man who has issues truly has problems. I heard that recently you've been doing a lot of depraved things with other people's daughters. I heard that some of them have even committed suicide. Damn it, what are you planning to do? Are those sluts your relatives? Why is this brother of yours so stupid? I just crossed the border here, and you think I have any relation to them. I'm doing this just to satisfy my own desires. I've been very curious about this for a long time. Guys like you place too much importance on this stuff. Why do you keep touching it? It makes you guys so weak. I once researched on the South Korean wiki, and the male penis is the organ equivalent to the female ovaries. So to sum it up, the pain from kicking a man's testicles is equivalent to stomping on a woman's ovaries. It causes pain in the penis. So after hearing that, I wanted to learn more about it. Hearing these words from Yoon Karma, Song Jin-woon, one cried and begged her not to do this, but Yoon Karma paid no attention to his pleas. She laughed and told him to cry his heart out. Yoon Karma then reached down and squeezed Song Jin-woon's penis. This squeeze caused Song Jin-woon's nerves to become numb, and he screamed in pain more agonizing than death. Meanwhile, Song Eun-gin's group also heard the screams. They were panicking and trying to flee from the street. One of them paused and said, "Is she not chasing us? Jin-woon's screaming has stopped, so everything should be okay, right?" "I don't know," another replied. "But honestly, I think it's a bad sign. Still, it should be fine, right? Why are there so few people around here? If there were more people, maybe we could ask for help." Hearing them talk, Song Eun-jin responded, "When they do that kind of thing to girls, they put up warning signs to keep others away. So until we get off this street, we won't meet anyone. Why do they do such things? It's so annoying. Those damned useless perverts. Anyway, she hasn't chased us so far, so we should be okay, right? But I haven't seen Yoon Karma anywhere." Upon hearing this, Song Eun-jin panicked and looked back, thinking, not seeing Yoon Karma at all on this wide road. Everyone is here, but Yoon Karma is nowhere to be seen. Someone asked Song Eun-jin, "What's wrong? Why aren't you running? What's happening?" "Taking a break." "Shut up and run, you dog," she snapped. "Why do we have to keep running? Who's coming after us? Think about it. We've been running for about 3 minutes now, and there's nobody around, so in such a short time, that crazy girl has disappeared without a trace. I don't understand what's happening, but I have a really bad feeling. So let's keep looking forward and keep running." At that moment, Yoon Karma suddenly blocked their path with a mini electric scooter, crashing straight into Song Eun-jin's leg, causing her to fall and scream in pain. Yoon Karma stood before Song Eun-jin, smiling as she said, "Well, well, it seems our dear Song Eun-jin says one thing, but does another. Why are you running while looking backward instead of forward?" Saye, puzzled, asked, "What's going on? How is Yoon Karma in front of us?" "Well, how should I put it? I used a mini electric scooter to catch up from behind and then move ahead. Thanks to this scooter, which might have been modified, I probably exceeded the speed limit. In America, they call this toning, I think. Anyway, I assume everyone's calmed down now, though from the way you're talking, it doesn't seem like it. It's no good. I think you all need some proper education. It's time for some review, my cute little friends." Saye, hearing this, was terrified and started running away, shouting, "I don't want this." Yoon Karma watched her run, then revved up the electric scooter and said, "Are you trying to bother me more?" A second later, Yoon Karma speeded towards Saye, who was running while looking back in fear. In just a moment, Yoon Karma grabbed her by the hair, pulling her back to where the two sisters were. Yoon Karma smiled slowly and said, "Look at this idiot. Don't you know that a scooter is faster than running on 2 legs? If anyone else wants to exfoliate their skin on the asphalt, just say so. I'll strip you down to make you feel cooler." A little while later, all 3 sisters were kneeling on the ground. Yoon Karma asked them, "Now tell me, what were you planning to do after I strip you all down? What's wrong? Not answering?" "Hey, Song Eun-jin, give me your phone." "What? Why should I give you my phone?" Song Eun-jin responded. Hearing this, Yoon Karma kicked Song Eun-jin, making her scream in pain. "I told you to give it to me, didn't I? Why can't you do it right away?" Yoon Karma insisted. Song Eun-jin quickly handed her phone to Yoon Karma, who took it and smiled. "Let's see. Should I open photo album? What do we have here? Aren't these nude photos of Jin-ji from our class? Why do you have so many of these pictures on your phone? Are you running a modeling agency or something? Song Eun-jin?" "None of your business, you bitch!" Song Eun-jin retorted, only to receive another kick to the knee. Why is it not my business? Just one slip-up and you would be taking nude photos of me too, wouldn't you? After taking my photos, you'd use them to hold me hostage, to control me, right? Yes, you're right. So get your foot off me, Song Yoon-jin screamed. Yoon Karma removed her foot from Yoon-jin's leg, thinking, even though I told them earlier that I was feeling annoyed, I don't really understand why people make such a big deal out of nudity. What's so bad about being naked? According to my stepfather, my brain lost the nerves responsible for shame due to an overdose of drugs. Could it be that my lack of embarrassment about nudity is related to those nerves? Whatever. Let's just forget it. For ordinary people, revealing nude photos is a terrible thing. That's right. No need to overthink it. I've come up with something to replace my stepfather's plan. After thinking it over, Yoon Karma returned the phone to Song Yoon-jin. Yoon-jin, puzzled, said, "You're just giving it back to me like that?" Before she could finish her sentence, Yoon Karma smashed her phone. Song Yoon-jin cried out, "My phone!" "Song Yoon-jin, I had a dream earlier," Yoon Karma said. "What kind of dream?" Song Yoon-jin snapped. "Starting today, I'm going to be a photographer. I looked through your photo album earlier and saw you have hundreds of pictures of those poor girls. Even though you took their money, you didn't take proper photos for them. So what's the point of taking pictures? Some kids say it's quite fun. I'm going to give you two choices. 1, take off your clothes and cooperate with me in taking pictures. Or 2, I'll knock you all unconscious and strip you myself." Sahi, hearing this, clasped her hands together in desperation, pleading, "Karma, Karma, we were wrong. Please forgive us just this once. We'll do whatever you say. Please don't take nude photos of me." Upon hearing Sahi's plea, Yoon Karma kicked her in the face, saying, "Okay, so you choose option 2. Unconscious it is. Now you two, make your choice. If you can't decide, I'll choose for you." Song Yoon-jin and Jae-hee were terrified upon hearing this. The scene shifts to Lee Myung-jun's office. Outside, Chief Beck was standing there, deep in thought. That child Yoon Karma. I knew she would do something like this. She's going to ruin everything the chairman carefully prepared. Yoon Karma's task was very simple. First, take advantage of her unique physique that doesn't feel pain or shame. Endure the bullying from the Song Yoon-jin gang for 2 to 3 weeks, and use that as a reason to organize a disciplinary committee on school violence during summer vacation. At that point, the chairman would sway the juvenile court judge, who would sentence Song Yoon-jin to community service as a punishment. At this point, the juvenile judge would assign her to a social volunteer facility, a welfare center for the disabled on a remote island. Essentially, it's a place where psychological torture runs rampant, isolating the entire Song Yoon-jin family from the outside world for 200 hours, where they would endure relentless torment. This was the revenge plan that the chairman and I devised. If we were to make the ferry returning from that island sink and turn it into an accident, silencing them would be even easier. But Yoon Karma ruined that plan because she couldn't control her emotions in a moment of weakness. Everything fell apart. To be honest, this was always an impossible plan from the start, one that relied on someone mentally unstable and incapable of controlling their emotions. The failure was anticipated, and there was no other option left. At that moment, Yoon Karma entered from outside, humming happily. Chief Beck was shocked to see her. Yoon Karma noticed Chief Beck and smiled. "Hello, Chief. Are you here to welcome me?" Chief Beck, furious, responded, "Yoon Karma, are you playing with us?" "I was just having some fun," she replied. To the chairman, this was revenge for his poor daughter, the only daughter he ever had. "But from the start, you turned everything into chaos." Yoon Karma interrupted him. "Oh, come on, Chief. Every time I see you, I feel like you're not very flexible. I'm Yoon Karma, and I've come up with a plan that's much better." "What, you little—" Before Chief Beck could finish, a voice from inside the room interrupted. "Chief Beck, let her in." "Yes, sir. But before you go in, I must tell you to behave yourself." Yoon Karma then opened the door and walked inside, smiling. "Stepdad, Yoon Karma is back." As soon as she said this, 4 people rushed out of the shadows. Lee Myung-jun, sitting on his cold, rich chair, responded, "Yes, Yoon Karma. I heard there was an incident at school." "Stepdad," she replied, "do you really think it's fair to have these bodyguards with glasses hold down a delicate girl like me?" "Let's see," Lee Myung-jun began. "To me, Yoon Karma, you're more like a monster than a daughter. Even so, I once considered you my own. Stepdad here is very disappointed in you, my child. Perhaps you have your reasons. A legitimate reason for acting as you did. And someone like that deserves to be shot. As I once said, I don't forgive anyone who, driven by emotions, causes such consequences. Let's try to have a father-daughter talk for a while. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. If you're still here, you're a real one. Drop a comment saying, Part 5, if you're ready for the next twist in the story. Your support means everything. Let us know your theories, thoughts, or favorite moments in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and follow so you don't miss the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay brave,